Don't mind if I do. I could just win the game right here, so let's see what happens. Jeez. Oh, come on, Red. You of all people should respect the Embercleave. Let the Embercleave finish you. What a jerk. You would think Mono Red would have a little more respect than that. Welcome back to the channel today, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's video, we have a Jeskai control list for you. This one revolves solely around winning the game by putting an Embercleave on a Dream Trawler. I know what you're thinking. Did I just get the chills too? I did. An Embercleave on a Dream Trawler. It's pretty ridiculous and it's pretty fun to do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. And before we get started on the deck list and talk about the cards that we run in the deck, as well as getting to the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you don't mind doing so, it would help support the channel so much. And we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We are so close. Everyone has been absolutely killing it with subscribing to the channel, and I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving me each and every day. Also, if you want to hit that bell, it'll notify you every time we post a video. We do post videos 2 to 3 times a week, so be sure to do that so you don't miss out on any future content. Also, some links in the description below to social medias, the live Twitch account when we go live every single Wednesday. Well, we try to. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I got a newborn in the house. Actually, he just drooled all over my shirt today, but we move. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about this deck. So in today's deck, it revolves around a Yorion build, but Yorion in this deck, I can say, not that relevant of a card. It can do things, obviously. We've obviously kind of packed the deck with things that it can do, like bouncing Omen of the Seas and Elspeth Conquers Death, you know, Solemn. But for the most part, it's just a tech against rogues. It keeps our deck, you know, 80 cards. It's an extra card on the side that we can obviously use, but for the most part, it's just to keep our deck a little bit heftier so those rogues can't mill us out too easily. Sorry, I just ate. Now I'm burping up everything. All right, that's disgusting. Anyways, so we run 2 giant killers. Now the giant killer is kind of important here because a giant killer destroys anything with a power greater than 4 as far as creatures go. So this card is really good against those decks that want to run henge. You keep destroying things like those Love-Struck Beasts, Questing Beasts. You know, it could kill instant speed Mammoth if it pumps. So you want to make sure that this card is, you know, at least 2 of in the deck, and this will keep your opponent off of henge. That's what this is here for. Also, another henge tech is Negate. If you can't tell, I'm really scared of henge. When henge hits the battlefield, typically the game's over. So try to keep that off the battlefield, as well as Embercleaves. But Negate is another card for that. You want to make sure that you always have your Negate open in those key positions. If your opponent has, you know, something big on the board, always make sure Negate is ready to go. Very, very important. That's why we run 3 of. That way we can hopefully find at least 1 per game. It also helps you against rogues when they want to run those big moves like into the story. If you could shut the into the story down, they can't draw cards. It's a really good way to you know, take over the game late game. And then we have 4 Omen of the Seas and 4 Tomes. These are our draw engines. Kind of redundant having all of these in here. I'm actually going to break down at the end of the game some things that I noticed when playing the deck that we can change. I actually have quite a few ideas in this deck, so be sure to stick around for that. This is the deck list that we played with though today, and we went undefeated with. So stick around for the end though. We'll do a little revised list at the end. But we have 4 Omen of the Seas, 4 Tomes, obviously for that draw, and then we have 4 Scorching Dragonfires. Again, Scorching Dragonfire is mostly for the rogues because it can kill everything, including that, you know, Soaring Thought Thief, which is super annoying, but also hits Mammoth. It can work against Gruul. So Scorching Dragonfire, pretty important, pretty solid card here. Skyclave Apparition, another way to control the battlefield along the way. It hits things, again, I'm being repetitive here, but the rogues, the Gruul. If you can't tell, rogues and Gruul are kind of the whole meta right now. So Apparition, another great card to take down some of those bigger creatures that are early, trying to get the henge out. So there's that. And then we have 4 Bonecrusher Giants, just because Bonecrusher Giant is fantastic in a lot of ways. It hits early game skews. It hits, you know, those little pesky 1/1s that allow the Love-Struck Beast to attack. It hits a lot of variation of things in the rogue deck, so Bonecrusher Giant, pretty good. Also late game, stomp the face, get a little extra damage, and you'll see that it can be relevant. So, and then 4 Shatter the Skies, just to clear that board. And then we got 3 Narsets. Narset is one of my favorite planeswalkers out there. It kind of has been since it came out. And I always look for a reason to play it. So anytime I play Jeskai, you're going to find Narset in my deck. So we got 3 of, and then we have 3 Solemns just to get us more ramp and to mana fix a little bit. And then 2 Elspeth Conquers Death to get back our Dream Trawler or anything else that we may want down the road, a Bonecrusher or a Solemn. But for the most part, it's going to get back our Dream Trawler or Narset. And then we obviously have 3 Dream Trawlers for the game winner. Embercleave for that little spice at the end that you guys are going to see. I think we hit it twice, but it's extremely fun once that gets onto the Dream Trawler. Typically, our opponents don't let us actually finish the attack phase, which is weird. They always concede. It's kind of annoying. I can't imagine why. But we have 4 Shark Typhoons as well. This is a very, very good card in any blue deck. A lot of variety options here. Obviously, being able to make a big shark to smash your opponent's face to try to win the game. You know, the last minute Hail Mary. It's also flash blockers. It creates a ton of sharks. So very cool card. All right, and then we'll jump right on over here and we'll show you our land base here. So again, I'm gonna make some changes to this at the end. We'll talk about what we'll take out. It revolves around Crawling Barrens. I love the card so much that anytime I play control, I'm like, oh, I could squeeze some Crawling Barrens in here and win the game with the Crawling Barrens late game. And I thought, honestly, Crawling Barrens throwing on an Embercleave would be hilarious too. And, I thought maybe that can win us some games by surprising our opponent. But, when you're pumping this thing for 4 mana, it doesn't really leave room for Embercleave typically, like I thought it might. Really late game, we don't really ever get that far into the game. So Crawling Barrens can be cut here, honestly, for some Triomes or for some, some temples or anything like that. But for the most part, the rest of the mana here is pretty golden. I like the Radiant Fountain. It helps us with life gain. Kind of important at this deck. Honestly, it takes us a while to stabilize and get that Dream Trawler out. You're gonna see we get down to low health quite a bit, and we need to be saved by that Dream Trawler's life gain. So Radiant Fountain helps us along the way with a little bit of life gain here and there. You might even up that to 3 or 4. But the rest of the mana base, pretty solid. But that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this one. We'll get into the gameplay footage. There's some really fun games, and then after that, we'll come back here and break it down and talk about some things that we changed to the deck. So we'll see you there at the end. Peace. Alrighty, here we go. Back to Diamond Tier 1. We are starting the grind back to Mythic today. It goes down today. Alright, interesting hand. We have double white, so I'm going to keep it. We have plays. We have some plays if we get behind. We have a Shatter the Sky. In case it's mono red, Good old mono red. What else is new? And then their Annex is coming out next turn, which is highly annoying and frustrating. Radiant Fountain's going to help us out gaining some life. Oh, they got my tome. Unreal. I needed that. They're going to play it. Okay. Okay, sir. I see you. I guess this is the only play we have, so might as well take it. We're going to have to discard a card, though. What do we discard here? The Trawler can always be brought back with the ECD, so I mean that's not a bad play. I probably should have bought Yorion there. I didn't count my cards until it was too late, but there you go. All right, another land, that's fine. It's to keep taking my blue ones though. I kind of need those. Good for us. We don't really have double blue devotion things, but okay, I don't know. What do we do here? I mean, Shatter the Sky doesn't even look that good, really. I guess we Shatter the Sky. Might as well. Then next turn we could drop the Forsaken Monument, start gaining some life. If we find, things like a Tome or a Solemn. All right, stomped me in my face. Annex, that's what I thought was coming down. So now we got an ECD ready to go for that, and that will get us one step closer to Dream Trawler. Let's go and drop a white. And now they have an unlimited draw engine, which is really annoying. That's so annoying. My own card. You're gonna play me like that with my own card. That's all right. 2 turns away from our Dream Trawler coming down, and basically they're not gonna be able to do anything about it, and it's pretty much a wrap at that point. I think I'm just gonna play the Monument, and then, yeah, I mean, let's do this, and yeah, I guess that's it. Not a whole lot to do this turn. I have a Negate that I probably could have held open for things like Embercleave, but I have another ECD, so if they do play Embercleave, we'll take a pretty big shot, but that's okay. We'll get Dream Trawler the following turn. Embercleave costs 2 more too, so that's 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know if... Can they play it? They have 7 mana available? Yeah, I don't think they can. Another Triome, let's go. Don't mind if I get that +1. And let's go ahead and drop another ECD here, because why not? Mono red, easily defeated, I feel like. We've pretty much got this. Yeah, you can have that. You're not gonna trick me. I've used this tactic before where you act like you're gonna double up on a burn spell. They might actually do it, but okay, we'll negate that. Or do we just give Hexproof and drop the negate? No, Hexproof drop the land. That's fine. All right. Keep the negate open for other things. Go and ECD the Bonecrusher Giant. And because it's an ECD and it's an ability, it doesn't actually hit us for 2 because it's not targeting with the spell. It's targeting with an ability of a spell. All right, they're drawing another card, gaining some life. That's fine. Kind of an odd little red deck, if I do say so. I mean, you see a lot of the same things, but I feel like at this point in the game, they should have played quite a few more creatures. So makes me curious what their hand's looking like, you know? What could possibly be in their hand? All right, here comes the stomp. I'm gonna go ahead and negate. Yeah, I'm gonna negate that. Takes away the stomp, but it also takes away the ability for them to cast a giant. And then if they only have 6 mana or 7 mana now, so they'd have to play something with haste. Okay, I guess they could hit an Embercleave here, couldn't they? Hopefully not, but they could, I think. They can. All right, yep, we should have held up that negate. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We misplayed that, but we're still gonna be okay. We're still gonna be A-okay. Go ahead and get in there for some life gain. Shatter, not great. Not great. ECD comes back down. We're gonna take the Embercleave. We have a solid blocker here, and we can also pump our Crawling Barrens at the end step. So a lot of options here. I don't foresee us losing this game. I mean, if we do, it's my own fault because we misplayed the heck out of it, but at least we learned from our mistakes. We say that every time, but then we make misplays every game, so. Okay, opponent's going to Rimrock Knight before combat is declared. That's odd. Oh, they're trying to get the card. Okay, I see. Well played, well played. Didn't work out this time, though. You got something that costs 8 mana. Gonna get 2 1/1s for it, though. Fair enough. Oh, and I forgot to pump my Barrens. I just said. All right. Omen of the Sea. Ooh, Embercleave. Don't mind if I Embercleave my Dream Trawler. Don't mind if I do. I could just win the game right here, so let's see what happens. Jeez. Oh, come on, Red. You of all people should respect the Embercleave. Let the Embercleave finish you. What a jerk. You would think Mono Red would have a little more respect than that. GG. All right, here we go. Game number 2. I hope you guys can understand, but we went ahead and we cut the only 2 monuments in our deck. We got them out of here. I think it's I think that was a lapse in judgment call on the build there. I was running a mono black monument deck that I also want to share with you guys down the road, but I didn't want to run Ugin a million times in a row, so we took Ugin, you know, out of this deck, and so monument doesn't really make a whole lot of sense anymore. So we're gonna keep him out. We're gonna keep this hand. It's actually not terrible. We got some white. Gonna be able to play a tome, which is nice early on. That way we can get our draws going, some scry going. I don't like having both the Shark Typhoon and Embercleave in the opening hand, but it is what it is. We'll take it, I guess. Mazemind Tome coming in hot. I'd be interested to play like a monument deck with mono white. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Some Skyclave Apparitions and whatnot. I love the Apparition. I actually like it too much. I feel like it gets me in trouble a lot because I try to squeeze it into most of my decks, even where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They just hit a red source, which I could have really used. Also, the Scorching Dragonfire would have been pretty good. All right, this is going to be tricky. Rogues is going to be tricky, I feel like. Should be interesting. You know what? I should probably throw in the place of the monument. We should probably throw in some shredded sails for this matchup, but who knows? Maybe. I'm not going to scry here because they could flash in a Thieves Enforcer, or yeah, a Thieves Enforcer or another one of their weirdos. Okay, let's see here. What do we want to do? We want to go red or blue? Probably red, just because we have the Embercleave. And we're good to go. All right, we're gonna draw a card on their turn, and then hopefully Slitherwisp. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. This is a Slitherwisp rogue deck, which is my least favorite of all the rogue decks. Because once Slitherwisp is on the board, it is hard to deal with. Give me a card, make it a good one. That is not the card I was looking for. God, I need to play Solemn to get the white, but if I don't play this now, that's gonna keep causing me pain. But if I play it, they're probably gonna play something on top of it, drawing a card anyways. Yeah, we'll draw another card. It is what it is. It puts us back one more turn though on our Shatter the Sky. The sooner we take care of this, the better. That's why I'm playing this on my main phase, is because the sooner the Wisp is off the battlefield, the sooner we can move on with our lives. Gosh darn it. All right, might as well draw a card and not pretend like we're holding priority for anything. All right, we did find the white source though, which is nice. We can Shatter the Sky next turn. Beautiful. Hopefully it doesn't get drowned though. No, drown in the lock. Actually, it can't unless they mill me a little bit more here. Awesome. No drown in the lock here, but it could be another counter spell. I'm hoping for the best here. And it resolves. Okay, I figured it would. Two Embercleaves, man, that's tough. We do have a Crawling Barrens that we can put it on though. All right, so anytime. Okay, so they weren't able to mill me at all with that card. Sweet. They're gonna be able to mill me with this card though. I don't have a whole lot of rogue tech in my deck, like no escape cost cards or things like that, so makes things a little tricky. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and scry here. I think I need to find some stuff. Definitely don't need that. That's pretty good. That's a blue source. Okay. Let's do this, and we'll just draw a card. Keep them off the mill as much as possible. Could actually flash in a shark too here and kill the duelist as well. Actually, the duelist isn't flying, so they're not even going to swing in with it. What am I saying? All's well that ends well here. Okay, so now we just need to find that last red source, and Embercleave becomes an actual threat. Which would be great because we really do need to put the pressure on our opponent here. They've already got us down to 10, which is a huge problem. We're gaining 4 here. That's actually that's one of the best cards I would like to have seen. That's not threatening in the least bit. No attack coming in, no mills coming in. Feeling good about that one. All right, another white source. Probably drop the Solemn, that way we can find our red source here. All right, get this down. And just say go, I guess. And we don't have any red source for the stomp, so there's not going to be any trickery on our end as far as trying to block and then hit him with something big. I probably should have just bought this, but I do have a giant killer, which is always viable, but not really in this matchup. I mean, if they hit a enforcer followed by, I don't know, another thought thief, then it would be a 4 toughness, but that would be pretty bad. Could drop in a shark here, but I'm gonna go ahead and just, oh, it has menace. Ooh, okay, well, then they'd get back a 2, and this wouldn't die. So yeah, let's just take the 2. It is what it is. 2 damage, not that big of a deal. Do we shark right now? I don't think so. That's huge. That's so much life gain for us. They could counter something though. That's what I'm really worried about here. This is for 6, and if I play this hard casted, that's probably not the play. Let's just swing in here and see what happens. One, two, three, 4. Okay. So it still might make some sense here to, oh, trickery. Okay. The double block there. Interesting. So the Embercleave still could make sense here on this because I can get a 1 on there with first strike. Yeah, I think I could do that. That way they don't get back another, they don't get back the Thought Thief. I don't mind that play. And we just basically cleared their board, which is nice. Giant could be a good blocker, but yeah, I don't think the Giant's going to be viable as far as its removal spell. So let's get it down for a 1/2 blocker. This just grew. How does this work again? It's 3 as long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard. Oh shoot, that's my bad. I didn't know it had that ability. Opponent's really struggling for lands. That's kind of our saving grace at the moment. All right, so we're gonna leave some blockers back this time for sure. For sure. But the question is now, do we go for the life gain with Narset, or do we Shark Typhoon and start trying to grow with the Shark Typhoon? That's a flyer, so that's a problem. We can give him a 2/2, steal one of these. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good play, and get more land. And then we can Narset as well. Oh, we can Narset as well, so maybe we minus the Narset here. I wouldn't mind that play. Hold on, let's see here. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna minus the Narset. Draw a card. We don't need another Embercleave, right? So we'll kill you. Okay. And then now we drew a Scorching Dragonfire. That makes things a little bit more interesting. I didn't expect to draw that. I was just gonna go ahead and do this, bouncing this and this, and then recapturing that, which obviously our Embercleave would be lost, but it is what it is, I guess. We'll just go ahead and do this play then instead. No need to bounce my Apparition at all. We'll lead back to Solemn just because you never know. Opponent could find a way to get some damage through. They don't have any mana on tap though, so they couldn't play anything with Flash. And I don't, other than the Rankle, there's not anything with Haste. And the Rankle we wouldn't be able to block anyway. So maybe I should have got in there with my Solemn on second thought. This can come in for a 1/1 as well, so. I felt like I had to get a playthrough a little bit quicker though, so that's on me. All right, my turn. Definitely gonna plus this. Let's start gaining some life. Let's go for red. We have less red than anything. Oof, they scoop it. I thought for sure they were gonna counter that and it was gonna get interesting, but they did scoop it. GG's. Road to Mythic, baby. Here we go. We are on our way to Mythic, man. I'm feeling so good right now about this deck. I'm feeling very strong about this one. I feel like this is going to be the one to get us there. We'll see. We probably don't have enough game time to play all the games tonight to get to Mythic, but I do think this will be the one to get us there. What's today, the 23rd? We'll make it. We have plenty of time to make it. We have to win, what, 6 games or something like that? Or 5 games? But yeah, I'm liking this deck a lot. There's just, it feels so classic control-ish, you know? I love it. All right, we might be up against a food deck. Do we just outright kill the goose now? Probably not. Let's just go and set up for our draws. We have Shatter the Sky, which is good against creature-based decks. This is definitely a heavy creature-based deck. The wolf, you know, being indestructible is going to be tricky. The troll's hard to deal with. This is just a hard deck to play against in general. Let's see here. Red or blue? I probably want to do red. Yeah. And I think that's it. Let's just go and draw a card on end step. Let's hold up a Scorching Dragonfire in case they want to do some weirdness. More food. Yikes. Should have killed the goose. Should have killed the goose. A Heliod's Intervention would be really good here. Witch's Oven, another food source generator. So let's, nah, let him have it, let him have it, let him have it. Draw a card. Interesting. Skyclave is actually really interesting here. Let's go ahead and do this. Narset is essentially a free play this turn. I could kill the goose and draw a card. A lot of options here. What's the best route to take though? I think we take that oven. I think we take that oven because it might even bait them into sacking their goose now to make another food token. We'll see. Nope, we got it. Okay. I think we need to scry here on the end step of our opponent's turn just to make sure that we keep hitting our land drops. Scavenging Ooze, kind of a problem. Opponent's missing lands. It's good for us. It's good for us. All right, we'll take a Radiant Fountain, sure. The goose, I think, is more important to get rid of now because it generates food tokens, right? And the ooze can't do anything because we're exiling the goose, so there's no cards for it to eat. All right, and then we just hold up. We might even block here, honestly. If we block, kill the ooze, that opens up, you know, things like Scorching Dragonfire, Shatter the Sky. So it's not that big of a deal if we let this go. Or if we block this. Yeah, I wasn't surprised either that they're challenging us because they're probably thinking I won't want to block that, but I definitely do. Definitely do want to block that. Give them back a little 1/1. Not a problem. Another Scoos. This Scoos, on the other hand, can, you know, gain some counters, so we're gonna have to get rid of that. I don't mind dropping a Shatter the Sky this early. They eat up my Apparition, which is the one thing I didn't want them to do. Smart play. Very smart play. I think I'm going to save my Mazemind Tome and blink it with the Yorion. I think that's my play here. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana for the Dream Trawler. And we don't have the right mana. We need one more white or blue source. Can't hit that with this, unfortunately. Do we buy this? Or do we play this? I think we play Narset. Can we buy it now? No? Okay. I didn't think that would work. It was worth a shot. Narset is able to give you an additional mana, but only to cast non-creature spells. I didn't know if that would have counted as a non-creature spell because we're bringing it to our hand with the ability, but it apparently does not count. Oh, they're playing red too this whole time? Oh, now we're in trouble. Their mana's opened up now. Okay, well now we can draw a card because we have another one. Yeah, I'm gonna draw a card here. We need the blue or white. There we go. Dream Trawler is now a live possibility. Let's go and throw this over here. Throw this in here. Just plus Narset again. Narset is capable of ultimating now, which is interesting. Basically, anytime I cast a non-creature spell, we deal 2 damage to our opponent, or any target really, but non-creature spell, that's pretty good for us. I never even thought about ultimating Narset. I didn't think we'd ever get there. But now it's a real possibility, and I'm thinking about doing that. I think that's a good play here, especially because our opponent's been down mana so much, and they're, you know, off to a very slow start, that we could eventually eat up their health before we get anywhere close to dying. So it's a real possibility here. That's to say if they don't Scorching Dragonfire my Narset or something like that, and I'm sure they have something. Typically, we don't get off the hook that easy. Alright, we got a dragon. When it enters the battlefield, choose target human or artifact opponent controls. Gain control of that permanent, lose ability. Okay. Another Dream Trawler? Sure. I don't mind a couple back-to-back Dream Trawlers. Dream Trawler looking pretty strong against this here. There we go. We ultimate the Narset.
Now I will show you a master's skill.
Now our opponent's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Because once we start casting spells, we're going to be doing 2 damage to our opponent. Slowly and surely just burning them to death. And then we have 2 trawlers, a backup. If somehow they get rid of this one, I doubt they can unless they have, you know, I don't even know. What could they possibly even have? Scorching Dragonfire? Or... no, not Scorching Dragonfire. What's the Storm's Wrath? Like double Storm's Wrath? Because Storm's Wrath only deals 4 damage. I don't know. I don't know what they could have. I don't think they have anything that could deal with it. I feel like we're in an okay spot. Opponent's giving us the old rope-a-dope. Ugh, sorry, I'm getting tired. It's getting late around here. Ooh, a wolf. Interesting. Okay. They're eating food a little early because we can do this and we gain hexproof. I kind of want to keep that. The wolf is... actually, this probably can go. We can ECD. So now what's great is we can't be targeted for this fight, so the wolf honestly should have waited to eat that food, but they went ahead and jumped on that. But they did get a card out of it, thanks to the Trail of Crumbs. And they did tap me down for some 4 damage coming across the board, but I'm just going to get that damage right back. Honestly, I would have left that dragon for a block, but I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense leaving it for a block because it does die. So I don't know. I don't know what they could have done there, but I don't know if I would have attacked. Do we play the other Dream Trawler here? No, we'll wait. We'll play the long game. We'll play the patient game. Kill the goose. No more food tokens for you. And then the wolf offers up a free way to eat food and get the Trail of Crumb activated. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the wolf over the dragon, even though the dragon can block. Because the wolf, like I said, it activates and you can sacrifice a food for nothing. And that triggers the Trail of Crumbs. Now they're going to have to pay for food if they want to sacrifice. Let's draw a card here. It's a stomp. Okay. Feeling pretty good. Honestly, if they kill my Dream Trawler, I had the ECD going, so I'm fine with that. Again, I don't see a way they can. That Akroan War, I don't know if they're thinking they can steal it. I don't know. We get hexproof, so there's no real way that they can deal with it. Okay. Oh, you target that? I don't know about that. I don't want to give the Shatter up, but I feel like we're not going to want to play it with our own Dream Trawler out there, so it can go. They play the Oven. Yeah, they're in bad shape here. I've pretty much got them locked in. I feel like they swing again. Interesting decision. Steal 2 to the face. And let's see what we hit here. Another Omen. That's not bad, actually. We'll take the Omen. We'll take the Omen, sure. Embercleave. Here we go again. You guys ever seen what happens when you put an Embercleave on a Dream Trawler? Check this out. It's pretty disgusting. For the sake of science. For science! Wait. Oh! My bad. I forgot about the Narset's ability first. Wait for this. Okay, now for science! Whoops. And then let's go ahead and just, why not make it a 7/7? You know what I'm saying? Another 2 from Narset to the face. And Omen of the Sea. Draws another card. And then we get lethal. So, GG's. And they see it. Good game. GG's, man. Anytime you Embercleave a Dream Trawler, for some reason our opponents just concede. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. GG. All right, let's see if we can't get this one last win really quick here. Squeeze it into the video. We're running a little bit late on the video. I want to try to keep this under an hour. So, ooh, okay. This is not a bad hand. I'm going to keep this. Our land base is solid. We have a Negate for late game, and then we have Omen of the Sea for early game. Feels good. I like this hand. Opponent does not have a companion. Something to always know. Try to always note whether or not your opponent's got a companion. That can give a lot of information away. If you see a Lurrus, it's generally rogues. If you see a Yorion, you know you're in a control matchup, so. It's the only downside to having a Yorion over here is that our opponents typically know right away, like, okay, I'm in a control matchup. Gotta be aggressive here. Rogues, okay? So we're playing the Xerath Sands version of the rogues. The Omen, or do I want to play the... I want to play the Mazemind Tome here, actually. We'll get a Scry in here at the end step. Hopefully finding cheap removal or a land. Actually, probably a land. A land would be best. And then Shatter the Sky becomes pretty relevant. And then that can hit both of these. Let's go. We are going to get milled quite a bit here, though. Oh, they hit a Dream Trawler. Yikes. That's actually pretty tough. They didn't hit an ECD, though, so we have a way to get the Dream Trawler back. Alright, my turn. Land. Beautiful. Alright, what color do we want this land to be? White, obviously, with all our white devotion. Go ahead and get these thieves off the battlefield. We're sitting at 5 cards in the graveyard, something to really be concerned about because you got to be aware of things like Drown in the Lock, but also into the story. That's where we want to negate, if possible. Windrobber, okay. Not too concerned about Windrobber at the moment. Stomp, perfect. It's perfect, but it's not. I guess it's pretty perfect. I would like a land, but that's fine. We'll hold open our mana now for a negate, but also drawing a card on their end step. 5 cards in the bin. They're going to need to do something to get me milled out a little bit more, so maybe like an Enforcer or something. But they do have a Xerath Sand, like I said, so that's going to come down soon, I'm feeling. Alright, perfect. We got a land. It's a land that feeds my graveyard, though. Yikes. Let's go for blue. Blue's the other thing that we have double devotion on with Dream Trawler. We also have double devotion to red, though, with Embercleave, so a lot of double devotion. Let's go ahead and put some pressure on them, though. We're going to drop the Bonecrusher Giant. That way they're going to have to deal with that. And then leaves open our negate and a card draw. Negate takes priority over everything here because our opponent really needs that into the story, so we cannot let them have that. And they're probably willing to pay full cost for it too. So Xerath Sand is on the battlefield finally. Now we gotta make sure we can block. Man, this is not good. We might need a negate here. No, we absolutely have to negate here. If we don't negate here, then our opponent gets to have our Dream Trawler free, so we can't have that. Absolutely cannot have that. Hopefully they still swing. No? Okay. Interesting. Embercleave, huh? You know, I wouldn't mind... I say we Omen of the Sea here. Maybe not. I kind of want to Omen and see if I can find another negate, because if this is into the story and we counter it, we win the game. Let's try it. I don't think we're gonna find a negate. It's very wishful thinking. Did hit a land though, which means we can do this. A lot of Narsets here, huh? Get in for 4, get the pressure going. We'll probably see a full price. Oh no, actually it would be cheap now. A cheap into the story, yep. We knew that was coming, nothing we could do about it. We had to protect ourselves from getting hit by our own Dream Trawler, so it is what it is. Now we just gotta put the pressure on. Okay, or not. I feel like they weren't in that bad of position there, but they decided to hang it up. All right, well, we're on our way to Mythic, guys. 2 more games and we're into Mythic. We're not going to be able to finish those games today in this video. I hope you can realize though this deck can get you to Mythic though if you really make the right plays with it. It's a little trickier deck to play, but I made a couple misplays myself, but it was really fun nonetheless. So let's go ahead and break it down and talk about the deck a little bit and maybe some things we would change to it. Peace. Welcome back, everybody. That is the end of our video today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you guys all who made it this far into the video. It does mean the world to me that you've made it this far into the video because it helps the algorithm so much and it helps get my video out there to more and more people. So those of you who are still here, who are still, hanging out, the support you guys give me is so much more than you can imagine. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. But let's go ahead now and talk about the deck and some things that we changed. So if you guys want, actually, I'll give you a little juicy insight here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my decks here. I made a copy of this deck and I basically made the changes here so it'd be a little easier to describe to you what we decided to do. So I took out all the omens and I left in the tome as our main engine for drawing cards. I don't think we needed the omens. I feel like it might have been a little bit of overkill in the draw phases. We also threw in some glass caskets to take control of the early board a little bit more along the way because we kept getting attacked a lot early on and we kept having to battle back with low health and it was getting pretty problematic. So we needed more ways to remove things off the board early, so we added 3 of those. And then I did take out the Embercleaves. As fun as it was, kind of hard to hit. It was a little tricky to hit, and I feel like we were getting a little lucky, and it wasn't always going to work. So we threw in some ultimatums there to help boost our Dream Trawler at the end for a big KO, but also some life gain mid game and some card draw. So you can't go wrong with that. But I also took out the Crawling Barrens. Oh, I'm probably in the wrong way. I took out the Crawling Barrens, and I threw in some more Triomes. The Triome with the red blue. So this is the actual final product of the deck, but I love it. I love the sharks. I love the negate. I love holding up priority to make some big decisions that could cost us games or win us games. And that's what I love about Control, is that it takes a lot of brain power, and I really did enjoy this one a lot, and I hope you guys did as well. But if you have any ideas down below in the comment sections, please let me know. I would love to hear them on how to make the deck better, or if you guys have played this deck and you like it, your thoughts on that as well. So please comment down below, let me know what you think, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till then, peace.